Well, hey y'all, it's me, Jerry. Well, golly, I tell you what, you would think it had been a million years since I talked to you last Tuesday of all the things that went on last week, starting last Tuesday, okay? So, you know, last Tuesday I'm all hibby-jibby excited about my birthday, confessing about my dreary season thing. And, you know, I come home from picking up the girls on Tuesday, same day last week when I was talking to you, and I go in the kitchen and there's like water coming out of my ceiling, out of the fixtures, and I just start screaming for my husband. He can't hear me. Apparently he's already upstairs. So this part on our toilet, and I'm going to show you a picture of it, because if you live in a house and that house is a good 20-something years old, you need to go ahead and have your husband or somebody replace this for you so that it doesn't crack, because apparently they do crack. But yeah, so that part that you just saw busted on the toilet, and my husband and our oldest son were outside. They were cleaning the patio off, and they came inside and happened to hear water running. And by the time my husband got up here, it was, you know, he had, you know, it was an inch and a half or so water going. So my bathroom is flooded. They worked, you know, just tirelessly to get all the water up, and he ran out to Ace and got that part, and it's a metal fixture, not that plastic thing that broke, and got the toilet back on. Now this is all going down about 4 o'clock, and my mom, who is with us most of the year, you know, she goes to the library and does little things. So she had an event at the library last week. She got there about 6, like downtown Glendale. And, you know, by 7:30, when she should have been home, I get a call and she's had a heart attack. And so we frantically, you know, right before bedtime for the girls, have to get down to the hospital, have to get the car that's been left at the library. And it was really scary there for a minute. And she was in the hospital all the way through until Friday. So obviously, you know, no fault of hers, but it did kind of throw a wrench in the things that I wanted to do this weekend. But, you know, ultimately, I'm just glad that she's well. It turns out, and this is just as crazy and strange to me as that dang-o toilet, is that my mom had pneumonia, or has pneumonia. She has no signs of pneumonia. She hasn't been sick. She hasn't had a cough. Nothing out of the ordinary. She goes to the library, starts to feel like she can't breathe, like she's getting hot, can't breathe, really thinks she's having a heart attack, and she does. She has what's called a type 2 heart attack. Type 2 means that it's not a problem with the heart. The issue didn't originate in the heart. So everything with her heart is essentially fine as far as her valves and all that. But I guess other things that can go on with your body can, you know, stop the heart from getting what it needs in terms of oxygen, and can cause you to have a heart attack. So I'm still really bewildered by how she had, you know, this bacterial pneumonia without us knowing it all, that, you know, got so bad without her even knowing it at all that it gave her a heart attack. But, you know, that's where we're at. So she got out on Friday, you know, about Friday, probably around 6 something, and I think they got home about 7:30, because Dale and the girls were up there visiting her when they found out that she was going to get released, and little did they know that a release at a hospital can take several hours. So she's home and she's okay. But that whole thing kind of put me back into obsessing about Outlander. So that's what we did on Friday night, is we got back to binge watching season 3. There's this particular scene between Claire and Jamie that my husband Dale loves, because it's just, you can just see love screaming at each other. So he was certain that it was in season 3 or season 2 when they go to France. But it's not. It's actually when they're in Jamaica. I figured that out last night. So Then Saturday morning, my aunts arrived unexpectedly from Dallas. It was a nice surprise for my birthday morning. And my husband inadvertently ended up on call. So the one fun thing that we got to do on Saturday for my birthday that I'd really been wanting to do was go and see a movie. We saw Ford versus Ferrari. Now, of course, part of that has to do a little bit with, you know, Katrina, you know, Claire from the Outlander. But the rest of it, you know, I have to confess to you, I love racing. I love racing movies. I grew up with my uncles racing stock cars and working on stock cars. And besides a football movie, there's nothing that gets me as amped up and excited as a racing movie. So I thought it was really great. I saw before, you know, a lot of people kind of griping about Matt Damon. But I thought he did a great job as Carroll Shelby. And I thought the movie was great. It broke my heart, you know, how things kind of turned out, but it was a great racing movie. So that's one for you to check out as far as things that I watched that wasn't Outlander. And the other thing that we watched, I think we watched this Saturday night, or maybe we watched it Sunday. That's the only time I watch TV is after like 8:30 or something. So please don't think I'm sitting around just watching TV all the time, because I ain't got no time for that. Okay, so the other thing that I did watch, I think, like I said, on Sunday, by the way, on Sunday we went and had kind of a late brunch at the Culinary Dropout. It's over in Central Phoenix, and it was good food and it was a good atmosphere. It seemed a little bit like we were kind of in the middle of the age groups, like a really, really young group and then some way older than us people, maybe with their younger than us people. But the food was good, and you know, I could see it being, you know, a fun place to hang out. But anyhow, the show that we watched was called Life Itself, and it was on Amazon Prime. And it's kind of a story. It plays out like a movie, not like it's set up in a series, but there's chapters to the movie. So it's kind of like what they said in the description, a multi-generational love story. And pfft, listen to me, I'm about to start crying thinking about how good it was. So I don't know. I guess and when I was younger, I didn't care anything about love stories, and now something about having the greatest love of my life makes me appreciate a good love story. So that's something for you to check out if you are like me and you're trying to do something besides Outlander. Our menu this week is a little I kind of hesitated to even share it with you, because as kind of one of my gifts for my birthday, my husband and the children developed the menu for this week, and they developed the grocery list. And Sunday morning, while they let me rest, they all went and did the grocery shopping for the week. So I'm just kind of, I really try not to look at the menu, but obviously I have to. So I'll run through that real quick with you. And more importantly, one of the girls wrote down the menu, so I'm actually gonna read it as it was written. So Sunday, they had hamburgers, mac and cheese. Hamburgs. Mac and cheese, of course, from scratch. Last night we had stone soup, and stone soup, I do have to remark, it's one of my oldest daughter Maisie's favorite soups that we have, and it's all because it came from a story that she read in school, and it's a pretty cute story. Real quick, some soldiers are kind of in a village after it's kind of went through a lot of stuff, and they're looking for a place to stay. Nobody will give them a place to stay. They're looking for something to eat. Nobody will give them something to eat. So they decide that they're going to make stone soup. And so they set up a big cauldron in the street, and they throw stone in, and it starts to get everybody curious in the little village. And this guy keeps talking about stone soup and how to be good with this and good with that. And before you know it, all the neighbors had came and brought a little bit of something that turned into this really great soup. Well, after she had that assignment, the next thing was to make the soup. Of course, it didn't come with any kind of recipe. So I just found a recipe that kind of matched the different ingredients that everybody from the village brought, and that's been our stone soup from then on. And then tonight we're having tostadas, which I think is probably tostadas. Wednesday we're having Polish sausage and Alfredo and carrots. That'd be Polish sausage, and we make our fettuccine Alfredo from scratch. I think I've got a video on that, but if not, it's It's super yummy, super easy, and amazing, great flavor. And the carrots will be roasted carrots. Now Thursday, we're gonna have burrito and enchilada. And that messed up spelling conglomerate is just kind of this mashup of things that my husband used to make. It's kind of like these burritos with some chili on it and some enchilada sauce, and it's kind of an easy, quick, you know, throwaway, heavily processed food kind of meal. So there you have that. And then of course on Friday, I believe we're having chili dogs, but it says chili day. So who knows what that is. So I look forward to making a better menu for you next week and having that to share with you. And I don't know if I mentioned, but today's the first day of overcast in Phoenix. So I'm hoping to do pretty well with that. And I really think that of all the curveballs that got thrown me last week around my birthday, that I should be able to handle a couple of rainy days this week and find a way to get through it. So I don't know. I've got some ideas for some other videos that I want to make, kind of like the video where I took my mom to go get her eyebrows microbladed. I happen to be connected to a large number of beauty professionals in the Valley, from hairstylists to estheticians to lash people to brow people, makeup artists. You name it. I know one or two. It has a little bit to do with the kind of work that I do. So I'm thinking about interfacing with them to go and kind of do some behind the scenes on how those different things play out, like different types of facials and different types of skin things. And I don't know about too many things to do with semi-permanent stuff because I'm a weirdo like that, and we can get into that later. But tell me what you think about that. Are you interested in kind of knowing what some of those services are like without actually having to go and do them yourself? And if so, tell me in the comments what's something that you would like to learn about, and either I'll go do it or I'll get my mom to do it, or we'll find somebody to do it for us. But that way we'll get a behind the scenes look on how different things go down as far as beauty options out there in the world. So I hope that we have a great week, you and I both. I hope that your week last week was nowhere near as crazy as mine was. And if it was, you know what? Here's a big hug from me to you. And I hope that you are excited to go in this week. And I hope you have the best day ever. And until next time,